Hello, everybody. We're back to Chinese Around You, the podcast where we break down Mandarin mysteries for learners at every HSK level. I'm your host, Melissa, and today we're tackling a question that pops up all the time. Which is harder to learn, Chinese, Japanese, or Korean? Before we dive in, let's make one thing clear. No language is impossible, but each has unique challenges. Our goal today is to compare their key features so you can see which might fit your learning style and maybe discover why Chinese could be your perfect match. Now, let's take a look at the writing systems. Symbols versus letters versus hybrids. Chinese uses logographic characters, where each character represents a word or idea. There are thousands of characters, but HSK learners only need around 2,600 for fluency. Characters often have logical parts like 三点水 for water-related words, and it can help you with memory. Think of it like learning picture words. Once you recognize patterns, they start to make sense. Japanese. Japanese mixes Chinese characters with two phonetic alphabets. So you have to learn both the Chinese characters with two sets of letters. It's like learning a hybrid system. Useful if you know Chinese, but double the writing work for beginners. Korean. Korean has the phonetic alphabet, which is designed to be easy to learn. It's like Pinyin for Chinese, but with its own unique shapes. You can master the basics in a week. However, many Korean words come from Chinese, so you might recognize some characters if you study Chinese first. So, which is the best for you? If you prefer a visual pattern-based writing system that connects to meaning, Chinese characters can be satisfying. If you want a quick-to-learn alphabet, Korean is the best. But remember, you'll still need to learn lots of vocabulary. Japanese is a mix, so it's better for those who enjoy blending different writing styles, but it requires more initial memorization. Now, let's talk about the pronunciation. Tones versus sounds versus rhythm. Let's talk about Chinese first. The big challenge here is tones. Mandarin has 4 tones, including a neutral tone, that change with meanings. For example, ma, mother versus ma, mom versus ma, horse versus ma, scold. But here's the secret. Tones are like musical pitches, and you can practice them with songs or apps. Once you get the hang of tones, Chinese pronunciation is actually very straightforward, no tricky consonants like in some languages. Japanese. Japanese has a simple sound system with few vowels and consonants and no tones. But it has some unique sounds and pitch accent. It means where the stress changes meaning. For example, chopsticks and bridge in Japanese, they're writing in the same way, but the pitch is different, so different meaning. It's less about tones and more about stress patterns. Korean. Korean also has no tones, but it has more complex consonant combination and vowel changes in words. The rhythm is more flowing and some sounds can be hard for beginners, but overall it's more about native speakers' intonation. So, which is the best for you? If you enjoy musical challenges and want to master tones, Chinese tones can be a fun puzzle, and they'll make your ear sharper for all languages. If you prefer simple sounds without tones, Japanese and Korean are gentler on the ears. But remember, pitch accent in Japanese or consonant details in Korean still need practice. Let's talk about the grammar. For Chinese grammar, Chinese is famous for its simple sentence structure: subject, verb, object, like I eat rice, 我吃饭. There's no plural forms, no verb tenses, just like time words like 昨天, yesterday, and no gender. Grammar rules are logical and close to English structure, which makes it easy to start building sentences quickly. For Japanese grammar, Japanese uses particles and a subject plus object plus a verb order. Verbs also change form for politeness or tense, which means more memorization. The politeness level, like casual versus formal, add another layer of complexity. Korean is similar to Japanese in structure and uses particles. It also has politeness levels. So, which one is the best for you? If you hate complicated verb tenses and prefer straightforward, logic based grammar, Chinese is your friend. Just add time words like 明天 to show past or future. No need to change verbs. If you don't mind learning particles or politeness rules, Japanese or Korean are possible, but be ready for more memorization of verb forms. Now, let's talk about the vocabulary. Chinese vocabulary. Many Chinese words are monosyllabic or bisyllabic, and they often build on each other. For example, 火 is the fire, 车 is the car, 火车 together is the train. Once you learn basic characters, you can guess the meaning of new words. Plus, Chinese has loaned words from English like cafe, coffee, but most vocabulary is native. Japanese vocabulary. Japanese has 3 types of words: native, Chinese derived, and loanwords. This mix can be confusing, but if you know Chinese, you'll recognize many Kango words. Korean vocabulary. Korean has native words, Chinese derived words, and loanwords. Like Japanese, Chinese derived words are common in academic or formal contexts. Let's talk about cultural immersion. Chinese immersion. Chinese is spoken by 1.3 billion people worldwide, with huge media content, TV dramas, movies, podcasts, and even TikTok. Plus, Chinese communities exist in almost every major city, making it easy to practice with native speakers. And let's not forget Chinese food. Learning food words is always fun. Japanese immersion. Japanese has a massive pop culture influence, like animation, manga, or J-pop, which can be motivating. But outside of Japan, Japanese communities are smaller, so finding practice partners might be harder unless you are in a big city. Korean immersion, K-pop, like BTS, Blackpink, K-dramas, and Korean food have exploded in popularity. Korean learners can connect through fandoms, but like Japanese, immersive opportunities may be limited outside of major cities. So, which one is the best for you? If you want wide accessibilities to native speakers and endless cultural content, Chinese is unbeatable. From daily conversations to business settings, Chinese is used in so many real life scenarios. So here is the truth. The hardest language is the one you don't enjoy, but let's summarize. Choose Korean if you want a quick to learn alphabet and love K culture. Choose Japanese if you are a fan of animation or manga and don't mind mixing writing systems. Choose Chinese if you want a logical writing system with meaningful characters, prefer simple grammar without tenses or genders. Plan to use the language for business, travel, or connecting with a huge global community. Love the challenge of tones, which actually make your brain more linguistically flexible. Remember, every language takes effort, but Chinese has a unique advantage. Once you master the basics, your progress accelerates because of its systematic structure. And here's the bonus, learning Chinese can actually make learning Japanese or Korean easier later, thanks to shared characters and vocabulary. If you're ready to start your Chinese journey, Chinese Around You is here to help. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite platform, and stay tuned for more practical tips tailored to HSK learners. Don't forget to leave a review if you found this comparison helpful. It helps other learners find us. Thank you for listening, and remember, 学习中文很有趣. Learning Chinese is fun. Keep practicing. I see you around in the next episode. 加油！我是 Melissa，和我一起听懂中文，读懂世界。